Hello everyone and welcome back to a very late update for my Skeleton Mage Necromancer League Starter build. So because of my job and other real life issues, I had very little time to play this league, let alone make videos and update guides for you. So I am very sorry about that, and if there are still some people out there who still haven't finished their Skeleton Mages build, here is my guide. It's going to be a quick one. I'm just going to go over the items and skills and gem links so you can follow and maybe get this build up and running. So in total, this build, I spent around like 20 to 22 exalts so far on this build, and it has cleared almost 99% of the content in the game. The only two things that I haven't done with this build is the feared and the simulacrums. So everything else has been done and is been done without too much of an effort put into really try hard or anything. So with that out of the way, let's get into the gearings, gem links, and all that good stuff. I'll also suggest some cheap things and cheap alternatives if you want to go for, like if you're just starting out or maybe started playing recently, like some of my friends have. Okay, then let's start with the items. First off, the wand, basic +2 minion wands. These cost about 3 to 4 exalts in making if you craft them yourself. Otherwise, they'll cost around like 4.5 to 6 exalts for a wand with +2 levels of gems and trigger socket skills. I might be wrong. They might have gone down in price as well. But if you are not able to afford these kind of wands and want to go for something cheap, then you can just get a +1 level of all spell skill gems and with a open mod slot to craft the trigger socket spell. It's a suffix, I believe. Yeah, it's a suffix. So +1 wand with suffix should cost somewhere around 10 to 15 chaos and no more than that. Okay, next up, helmet. Try to get a bone helmet. No need to get like Elder Influence or anything. Just a normal bone helmet will do the job. Spam alterations until you get like +2 levels of socket minion gems, and then regal it and hope that you get an open prefix to craft the +1 maximum number of raised zombie and skeletons. Any other stats that you get are bonus, like life and resistances here. Try to get a bone helmet because of the increased damage or increased 20% damage for enemies, and also a chance of rolling minion mods. Also, the other way to craft these is going to be by spamming essences, but that's kind of a more costly way to do so. So I suggest going for the alteration real method. Next is going to be the shield. We're going to use this Magna Eclipse. The shield can compete against a lot of the endgame crafted very high-end shields because it has both offensive and defensive properties. It triggers the Elemental Aegis skill. It absorbs up to 1000 elemental damage, and it has a 10-second recharge time if you get hit. And plus, it also gives a lot of life and block chance, plus armor, so a lot of good things. But most importantly, it also gives +2 levels of socket gems. Any gems. In this case, we're going to slot in our auras, our main auras, and that is going to boost our damage and defenses because we are using determination and zealotry in this slot. Plus the awakened generosity support as well, but more on the gem links later. But Magna Eclipse is a great shield. It's really cheap, and if you want to go expensive on this, you can also look for +2 level of gems on the implicit mod as a corrupted item. But I don't think they exist that much on market at the moment, so it's gonna be up to you what you want to do. But this shield is amazing. I actually tested out and I bought Surrender at some point to replace this, and I found out that this one actually works better than Surrender. No joke. This shield is just that amazing. Body armor, Flesh Crafter is the bread and butter of our build. As I said in my League Start video, you are gonna need this to enable the skeleton's damage. So get a 6 link. they should be cheaper by now. When I bought this was 4 exalts, so they should go down in price right now. Amulet, Ashes of the Stars. Try to get one with 30% to quality and as much reservation efficiency as you can. The quality matters. The quality is important. The reservation efficiency comes priority in a low manner or a low fashion. For the rings, we are going to cap our resistances, our attributes, and life on these slots. Try to get one unset ring if you can, because that will free up a slot for some good combination of gems. One unset ring is kind of mandatory. The other can be whatever, 2-stone ring or whatever resistances you need. You can see and you can fit them on the other slot. And as I said, you want dexterity in the ring slots, because this is going to be kind of our only source of getting dexterity at this point. And also capping out resistances is going to be important. For our gloves, very simple. With the new implicit modifiers, these gloves are amazing. You can craft them yourself. These are very easy to craft. Like, the only thing that you want is to buy the base with minions deal increased damage. And if you take it with a grand implicit or the highest tier of minions dealing increased damage implicit, it's going to cost you a lot. So I suggest getting up to like 25% of minion damage on the implicit, which costs, the base costs around like 1 or 1.5 exalts. I bought this one for like 40 chaos because it's lower quality. And after you buy the gloves, what you want to do is you want to spam them with Shrieking Essence of Fear, which gives another mod of minions dealing increased damage. And you want to spam these until you get some life resistances and some slots to craft something good. In my case, I needed some intelligence to equip my wand, so I crafted that one. Also, for your secondary implicit for the Eater of Worlds, the best thing is to get like increased effectiveness of your marks or spell suppression. But there are not that many good things on the Eater of Worlds that is going to be useful for our glove slot. Okay, for our boots, Alberon's Warpath, standard boots for +1 maximum skeletons. Not much to say over here. Try to get increased strength stat a bit more so you get more life, and that's about it. For our belt, Darkness Enthroned, you can also go for Torrent's Reclamation if you want, but it's expensive, so I opted out of it. And for the jewels, you want life and minions dealing increased damage if you have used the minion skill recently. Plus, if you can, get taunts or additional cold damage, physical damage, whatever kinds of flat added damage. It's going to be a good thing to have. Also, you can get hinder on minions hindering enemies on hit. Or you can go for something like blind as well, but they are not very important. The most important part is the minions dealing increased damage if you use the minion skill recently. Okay, for our flask, a mana flask, because sometimes we really run out of mana when we summon skeletons really fast. Then a life flask with corrupted blood immunity, a Rumi's concoction for our block cap, a quartz flask for phasing mostly, and I got the immunity chill and freeze on this. And then a quicksilver flask. I had whatever on here. It's not that important. You can try to get something like a curse immunity on this as well. And for expensive flasks, you can go for replace quartz with Taste of Hate, and you can replace mana flask for a Bottle Fate. That will give you much more damage. Now, that's mostly the gears. Now let's go for the gemlings. For our gems on the wand, we're gonna go for Desecrate, Bone Offering, and Life Tap. Bone Offering to cap out block chance, because we use Mistress of Sacrifice on our Ascendancy to get half of this block chance. For the 37% block chance, half of it you get like 18% block chance from using Bone Offering. And we use Life Tap so that we don't have mana issues when we trigger this. On our helmet, we socket in our support minions. Is gonna be Race Specter, Animate Guardian, linked with Minion Life and Meat Shield support. Try to get a level 21 animate guardian and 21 level race specter, so they have more HP, and so that you don't have to worry about them dying, especially animate guardian, because you're going to be socketing in some expensive items for your animate guardian. Next up, on your shield, you're going to socket in determination on a solo slot or a slot that is not linked with the other two. Try to get a level 21 if you can. But with this determination, you're going to get more levels out of it because of the +2 levels on your shield, and it's going to give you a huge chunk of armor. And then on the other two link slots, you want Zealotry and Awakened Generosity, or Normal Generosity if you can't afford Awakened version yet, but it should be very, very cheap, so it's really affordable. Try to get a level 21 Zealotry again for the maximum boost. For our main link of skeletons, we're going to go with Val Summon Skeletons. Try to get a level 21. A level 2020 Val Summon Skeleton will deal less damage than level 21. So level 21 is a priority. Standard gem links are Volley, Pierce, Spell Echo, Awaken Minion Damage, and Increased Critical Damage. For Pinnacle boss encounters or high level boss encounters, I try to swap out Volley with Hypothermia for more damage. You don't need a white slot either because it's the same colors. On our unset ring, we're socketing in Convocation so that it's not going to be a bother for our other skills. On our gloves, we're using Raise Zombies with Feeding Frenzy with Stone Golem. And of course, on a separate slot, we have Molten Shell. Keep Molten Shell on your left click. Try to not use Val Molten Shell because that way with 2 Val skills, your Val Summon Skeletons recharge slower. And if you don't have the Val Molten Shell, you have more freedom on using the normal Val Summon Skeletons a bit more frequently on mapping. So try to get a level 2120 Val Molten Shell for the most amount of damage absorbed and the highest amount of effective duration for your Molten Shell. On our gloves, we have Skitterbots, Defiance Banner, Flame Dash, and Sniper's Mark. Now, I don't have enough dex to level this up, so that's why it's stuck at 15. If I get more dex, I can get it to like 20, 21, and that would be huge chunks of damage as well. Getting a level 21 Summon Skitterbots helps out as well. Defiance Banner, you don't need quality, just level 21 is good enough. And then there is Flame Dash, doesn't matter what you use on this or what quality you use on this one. And that is going to be most of the gear. Most of these are rare and very easy to craft and very easy to find on the market, even if you don't want to craft them yourself. Okay, that goes, that's all there is to the items and gem links. Now let's go over to the capacity section and see what's there is. So first of all, we are a Necromancer with Mindless Aggression and Natural Strength as our first 2 lab points, and then third is Commander of Darkness, lastly Mistress of Sacrifice on the Uber lab. And this is how our tree looks like. We use Dead Reckoning on this slot to get skele mages out, or caster skeletons on our race skeleton. This slot, we have Anatomical Knowledge. This gives us a lot of life because it has a lot of intelligence on its pathing. And then we go out from this side to get the block nodes, the life nodes, mana reservation nodes, and of course the minion damage nodes and all that good things. We go down here to grab all these defensive nodes, including Constitution. We already travel over here. And we also get the armor nodes, minion damage nodes, and jewel sockets wherever we can. On the top side, we grab Death Attunement and we grab our cluster slot over here. Clusters are cheap now. I bought this for 1x, but they should be around 100 chaos now. The one thing you're looking for is Renewal, Feasting Fiends, and Call to the Slaughter is going to be your idle cluster. Other good stats on the small notables work as well because you're going to be grabbing 2 of these. On the medium cluster, you want renewal and blessed rebirth. I couldn't roll them, so I just went with whatever I had. On the jewel slots of the cluster, we want a fortress covenant and a quickening covenant for the boost to our minion stats. And that is going to be it for the unique jewels on the tree. Now for the mastery, we have block mastery or shield mastery over here to get 1% more block chance for every 5% on our equipped shield. We have mana reservation mastery over here. For the minion offense masteries, we have increased effective offerings and 100% critical strike chance for our minions. For our life mastery, we have 50 max life and 10% increased maximum life and reduced life recovery rate. For our armor mastery, we have determination, getting 25% mana reservation efficiency, and that is going to be it for the tree's mastery points. For the anointments on our amulet, the best thing you can do for now is to anoint Death Attunement and remove all these points, and then get a second cluster with renewal and something like Feasting Fiends or any other passive on this slot. So that is going to be it mostly for the passive tree. Oh, one last thing, the jewel sockets. They are the same as we are using on our belt. It's going to be Ghastly Eye Jewels with life and minions deal increased damage if you have used a minion skill recently. So with this, that is the passive tree is now out of the way. Now for our animate guardian, I cannot show you what gears it is using, but I can list them. You can use a weapon, helmet, boot, glove, and a body armor on your animate guardian. For the weapon, I'm using Kingmaker. For the helmet, I'm using a Shaper helmet with the mod nearby enemies take increased elemental damage. For our gloves, I'm using a rare glove with life, resistances, energy shield, and some new implicit modifiers of unnerving enemies when our animate guardian hits them. And for the boots, I am also using another rare boots with life, resistances, energy shield, and of course I am using a new modifier from the Eldritch Implicit, which is drops brittle ground when the animate guardian moves. For the body armor of my animate guardian, I'm using this one, Garb of the Ephemeral, so that nearby enemies cannot deal critical strike. So that way we are crit immune. Another thing to notice is that when you are buying gears for your animate guardian, make sure that the gears do not have any chaos resistance on them. If you get chaos resistance on your gears for your animate guardian, it will lose its life and most probably will die to a big chunk of chaos damage hit. Because the way Fleshcrafter works, that is. So that is going to be it for the short guide. I hope it's a short one and I hope this serves you well. So I spent around 22 exalts. I think this build will be finished at around like 15 exalts right now, depending on the market price. So, and that is going to be it. If you still haven't completed your Skele Mages build, this is the one to go for. It will clear 99% of the content. It will farm all of your currencies to make for your other good or next builds that are gonna be like coming out in the next 2 months, whatever. And I am also going to stop with this build right here because I also have plans to go for my next build, which is going to be a Winter Orb Farmer and hopefully a good one. And with the progression, I am actually leveling the character right now up to Act 4 on something. But if that character like succeeds on doing what's its job and what I plan for it, then I'm gonna make another video on this. So for now, this is gonna be all. Subscribe to my channel and share my videos to your friends. Spread the news. And I hope you guys have a good day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.